Okay. This is Brent with Comics CC Studio, and I am here live at the Five Star Comic Con in Dayton, Ohio. And I am here interviewing some people, and my first guest today is Juice. Sir, how are you doing today?
How you doing, man?
Doing well, thank you. Hey, so let me ask you, what first got you into comic books?
Basically, the long story lore that can be really short. My mom was a school teacher. She wanted to make sure that I read books, so she found that like it would be easier for me to read comic books. And like, so she was like, as long as you're reading something, I'll take you to the comic shop every week. And so that's how it started. And then one of my cousins like just decided to get rid of all his comic books, which he had like a bunch of like Iron Man and Avengers books from like the 80s and 70s. And so like that's when I got like really hooked on like just comics in general. So,
Okay.
yeah.
What's your favorite comic?
My favorite comic or my favorite comic character is probably going to be Spider-Man. So I'm always going to be a huge Spider-Man fan. Both Peter Parker and Miles Morales. But yeah, that's always going to be like my go-to. After that, it kind of varies. I like Batman. You know what I'm saying? And then like there are other characters that are just a little bit more obscure that like I kind of get into too. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah.
Okay, so basically you attribute getting into comics from your mother. So
Yeah.
that is awesome. Shout out to moms.
Yep.
Moms are amazing. So then like transitioning, you obviously read comics. So when did you first get into writing or kind of knew that you wanted to write?
So I had always like wanted to do something with comics. Originally I was trying to draw, and then like I didn't have the patience for drawing, and so like I just kind of dropped it for a while. I got into making music and like writing songs and rapping and stuff like that for some years, and then like I started doing more storytelling, and I was like, well, my stories aren't going to fit into these songs. So I started like really getting into like writing screenplays, and then writing screenplays kind of like let me get used to the visual medium. And then from there, I wrote screenplays for some years. And then after that, I was like, well, shit, I don't know how I'm going to get a screenplay made, but I'll just go ahead and like try to turn this into a comic. And so like I ended up working on a TV show, back in like 2011. And when I ended up working on this TV show, it was like a cartoon. It was like we never made it past the pilot, but I wrote all these scripts for this pilot, and I was like, man, I could do this what these guys are doing, but animation's stupid expensive. So I was like, how else could I get this made? And then I was like, well, I'm gonna just make a comic. You know what I'm saying? And so from that point on, I just started like kind of putting my focus into like learning how to write comics. And then like, fast forward to like 2018, I actually worked on, there was a completely different story than what you see here that I was working on. And I got writer's block. And I was like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I don't know how I'm going to make this. And so the main character in this story that I have right now, Scrap, was a side character in the original idea I was working on. But I was just like, well, what if my main story gets big and then I can do this side story and it'd be cool, whatever. But I started working on the side story just because I had writer's block on the main story, and slowly but surely, it just kind of took over everything, and like this side story became the main story. And so I just started like, and a lot of people like really liked it, and so I just kind of stuck with it and was like, all right, let's see where it can go. And it just sent me on from 2018 until now. It just sent me on this journey of like finding out like how to make a comic, like how to get artists together, how to like do this whole process. And it's just been like a really involved and rewarding process. And like it's just been super interesting to see like how this journey like evolved, because I had no intention of doing this initially. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, or release this story, and then like it just kind of like it snowballed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So 2 questions left. One, what is the kind of the premise of the story, Scrap?
So
like if somebody's curious about it, like like give me a little bit of something so people can know if they want to look you up.
So Scrap is about, I'm going to hold this up a little bit,
That's
you know.
good. Yep.
But Scrap is about our main character here, Shannon Noble, or right here. She actually gets her black belt in traditional martial arts and gets thrown into the deep end of the world of MMA. And then basically she finds out that like her teacher didn't teach her everything. And so there's like a mystical element to everything. And basically it's just, it's more of the metaphor of like, if you talk to any martial artist who has their black belt, they will tell you that like the moment that they got their black belt, they realized they didn't know anything. You know what I'm saying? And so that's like the whole idea of Scrap is like, once you get your black belt, the game resets. Because once she got her black belt, she learned that like, oh crap, there's like a whole other world of people out here that can like literally destroy me. There's levels to this. And so it's now her journey to find out that there's levels to fighting, and then like, you know, not only just with her getting into combat sports, but like everything else outside of that, you know. So that's kind of like the idea of the entire story, you know. And so, and it's just, I'm a big martial arts fan. Like I love all things martial arts. So like this is like my massive love letter to martial arts. So there's a lot of obscure lore that like I've popped into here like as Easter eggs and things like that. And it's just, I just wanted to like create something that with, especially starring characters that I'd never seen before. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how the story kind of evolved.
Okay.
So yeah.
And then last thing, before I ask your like kind of where people can find you, what would you say to somebody that is like aspiring to be a comic book writer and kind of get into it? Like what would be your encouragement to them?
First things first, write your story. Figure out what you're going to tell your story about. Second thing is, if you can't draw, like me, I can't draw, but like find artists that you can work with, and don't promise them, you know, anything of we can get rich together or whatever, because that's not reality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you need to do is find an artist that you can work with, and find an artist that you can afford, and like money talks way more than whatever dreams or sales pitch you have. You know what I'm saying? So it would be better to say, hey, I want to make this, I just want to get concept art. Just start there. Like, I want to get concept art for my character. Okay, cool. Then you'll be like, okay, how much do you charge? Pay that. And then you pay that artist will obviously, hopefully get you your work in a reasonable time. And then you go from there. And they'd be like, okay, maybe I need another character. Maybe I need this or whatever. But you have to pay these people. And I cannot stress that enough. Pay your artists, pay your people that like, that do work for you. And yeah, just like, don't try to like sell people hopes and dreams. So that's really it.
Okay, cool. Where can people find you online?
So Scrap Comic Official on Instagram, Threads, and then like scrapcomic.com is where you can actually find the books. You can order the books digitally and physically through scrapcomic.com. I mean, literally just type it in, SKRAPcomic.com. It's that simple, you know. But yeah, you can just find all the stuff there. We have posters, we have shirts, we have all sorts of stuff on our website, and it's readily available and ready for you.
All right.
So yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, man, and thank you for joining us.
Cool. Thank you, man.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.